Brad Garlinghouse is the CEO of Ripple. Brad, welcome to the house. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. Good to be here. Nice to see you again.
So let's kick off with something rather exciting. You have a pretty major announcement to make for us today.
Well, so a couple of things, if you zoom out, Dubai and certainly the Middle East has been a major market for Ripple for years. We've had an office here, and we are now expanding our office here, more office space. We've been doing a lot of hiring here. And we're also announcing that our annual conference, something we call Swell, which brings together about 1,000 people, customers, analysts, et cetera, we're actually hosting it here in Dubai in November. So I think reflective of the environment here in the Middle East and certainly here in Dubai specifically, and we are voting with our feet.
Voting with your feet. Okay, I think that deserves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. A brand new office coming to the DIFC. So thank you for the vote of confidence in the UAE and in DIFC. Look, Brad, I think Ripple really needs no introduction. Ripple has been one of the most innovative companies when it comes to cross-border payments, a real disruptor in the space. So what is working to build utility and what's not working, particularly here in the UAE?
So I think one of the challenges I think exists for all of crypto is what are the real use cases where you're seeing utility. And we're in the middle of what arguably is one of the more aggressive kind of in the crypto speak, crypto winters. And I think it brings to the fore the need to focus on what problems are we solving. Like if it's just an industry built on speculation, that's not sustainable. And I think what we are seeing at Ripple is our focus from the earliest days on solving a real problem for real customers. And instead of a technology in search of a problem, we started with what is the problem around cross-border payments. And historically, cross-border payments have been slow, they've been expensive, they've been error-prone. And what we're seeing here in the Middle East, and particularly in the UAE, if you go back 10, 20 years, the major financial capitals of the world tended to be, people would say London and New York and maybe Hong Kong, Singapore. And I think Dubai now is in that conversation because I think Dubai is being progressive about where the world's going in 10 or 20 years. And I certainly believe, and I think many people probably in this audience agree, that blockchain technologies really are the underpinning of a next generation of financial services. And seeing the UAE and seeing Dubai lean into that, I think is going to serve this region and certainly this local region very well.
Okay, then, so what's your...
Good morning. 10:23 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Friday, September 29th, 2023. I'm XRP future millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we talked about the last several days, I thank everybody for tuning in. I can't see the comments, so I'm just looking on my phone. Was welcome and says it'll continue to crash back. Why a party affects the price? Because it's a lot of FUD leading into the party. We talked about it yesterday and the days leading in. We had this inverted head and shoulders pattern. Yes, a lot of the lagging indicators were very bearish. But we talked about very clearly, very concisely here, this push up leading into the party. We circled the inverted head and shoulders. The technical target would have been 55 cents, even if we get reversed here, and that's exactly what happened. We hit 55 cents. We had a massive spike in volume of approximately 16,000% on that 30-minute candle, as we had about 100,000 on average. 1,000% spike would have been up to 1 million in volume. We pulled 16 million in volume in this candle. It's standard operating procedure at the time of the party. But now what we have to look for here, ladies and gentlemen, is the fact that we're holding the 524 support. And this very well could lead to a further push up here during the Ripple party. I don't expect any kind of explosive announcement today, but that is what we're looking at today. Please make sure to hit that like button, as it will greatly help push me through the analytics. It will help this content get out there a little bit farther. I'm just doing this as a live update, but it's a normal update as I normally do in the morning, just in case anybody had any questions leading into the Ripple party. But what we can see so far is a 16,000% increase in volume in the 30-minute. We've gone from 100,000 here on the Binance chart to over 16 million. That's a huge spike. And now we're trying to hold the 524 support. If we hold the 524 support, that should allow us to push just a tiny bit higher on this formation. We'll wait for this to load up so it's easier to see. But it did exactly what we predicted yesterday. This has done exactly what we predicted as a community during the lives. So I'm very happy that this did what we were looking at. I talked about how it was very dangerous to go short until it hit that 55 cent level if you were going to do it, because to me that move looked all but certain. and now it's happened. So now what we're looking for is, are we squeezed here now? Because we looked at the bull flag disguised within a bear flag, and now that bull flag's played out to 55 cents. I feel really good about this playing out like this because it confirms what we've been talking about for the better part of a week, 2 weeks. So thank you all so much for tuning in. If you're watching this after, please make sure to hit that the like button, as it will greatly help push me through the analytics, not just during the live, but after. This is only going to be about a 10-minute live. I'm doing it as a normal release just to see if there's any questions. And then, as Axel said, it's from hype, media coverage, speculation of an announcement. Absolutely, Axel. So if anybody's watching this morning, just pay attention. We've had a big increase. XRP's volume surged, like I said, by 16,000% in that candle. And we made a move from when we were talking yesterday, from 505. We made this, about a 10% move here, 8.5%. But we finished off this short-term inverted head and shoulders. Now leading into the Ripple party, what we're going to have to pay attention to is, can we continue coming up? Is that 524 going to hold? As it looks like in the immediate short term, it is in fact holding. And if it does, your next layer would be to come retest that 54 to 55 cent area. It's hard to see on this chart, but if you hold the 524, what I want you to pay attention to is the XRP USD chart, our shorter term one. It's the longer pattern, but we have the shorter term play out. If the 524 fails, you could come down to hold 519. But if 524 holds, you're going to make a play back at that 54 cent level and see if we can continue on during the party. That's what we need to know leading into it. And then a breakdown below 518 would start this reversal back down. But right now, this inverted head and shoulder seems to be playing out very strongly. I'm XRP Future Millionaire. If you got anything out of this, please hit that like button, as it will greatly help push me through the analytics and allow more people to come into this great community. If you want to show support, you can always send a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army. If you're looking to trade your favorite crypto around the world, MEXC is the best exchange with the lowest spot maker fee. And then if you're in the USA, FEMX is your best option. It's only a 0.5% fee if you use a credit card. No VPN, and KYC only needed if you're using a bank account. But if you're doing an on and off ramping from other exchanges, you don't need it. So pay attention to this morning. This is the key facts this morning. We went up 16,000% in volume in the 30-minute, but now we rotated back down to 524. Did not have a lot of volume on the sell, which means this likely is not over yet. We're either looking for support at 518 or that 524 will be sufficient to push us further up. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a blessed